if you look at the sort of Venn diagram of people who object to face masks and really viscerally object to them, and compare that with people who voted Brexit, look at who's making a fuss about it, it's not a full circle. But
no, it's not. Of course it's not.
And if you ask yourself what these two things have in common, it comes down to emotional intelligence and emotional maturity.
Do you think so?
The understanding that doing something yourself is got an impact on all of those around you, and you can't just do things that viscerally feel right. It is something that's sort of lacking in both. And I think it's really as simple as that. The government don't want to make this mandatory. They don't want a clear message because it will upset that diaspora of voters who voted Brexit, who are...
Why would it? Why would the government coming out now and saying, like the Scottish government have done, if you're indoors in a potentially crowded place, a shop or... I mean, pubs are more of a problem in my humble, but of course you can't drink and eat while you're wearing a face mask. You can write that down if you want, Cab. It's a coruscating insight. That's why people tune in every morning. But so in pubs and restaurants, the problem is probably more acute. But why can't the English government, why can't Westminster just follow Scotland and say you need to wear a face mask in shops?
Because as soon as you do that, the same columnists who are making a fuss about getting a cold sore because a face mask somehow gave you a virus that you didn't catch snogging someone years ago.
Yes.
Those same columnists are going to be having a go at them. They're going to be criticising them.
Why though, Cab? Why? I mean, I'm a student. I'm a student of these vampires.
Because the same reason that they believe that blue passports are important. The same.
No. You're doing it. You haven't. I mean, I understand the context and the backdrop. But the question, I mean, if they came out now and said, as Boris Johnson seemed pretty close to saying on Saturday or Friday, they just simply said in shops, put a face mask on.
The thing is, it's a trivial inconvenience. It is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It isn't as nice as not wearing one. And that is sufficient for somebody coming from that perspective to have a visceral reaction
I refuse to be in any way discomforted or inconvenienced because I am English and I rule the waves.
It's not even a direct refusal. It's the fact that they lack the emotional capacity to get over the inconvenience and actually do the right thing. They lack the empathy to be able to see that this is better for everyone if done universally and done properly. And it's the same thing we often see. You remember when smoking was banned in pubs?
Yes.
Because it's better for everybody if people who work there and people who want to go in aren't poisoned by those around them. You remember that. And you remember how people refused to react, to go along with it. And how angry people
actually,
were.
I'm probably a little younger than you realise, Cab, in that. But I do I mean, I also, anecdotally, I've been reading about people who objected to seatbelts becoming compulsory. Yeah. And so it is that same... It'd be interesting to see the crossover, wouldn't it, between people who objected to the smoking ban in pubs on the grounds that giving people cancer is not great. The people who objected to compulsory seatbelts on the grounds of flying through your windscreen and landing in a bloody pulp is not great. And the people who object to wearing face masks on the grounds that spreading virus-ridden microbes all over the shop is not great.
I'll bet you a pound to a penny that Venn diagram is also near a circle. It's nearly all overlap.
You might be right.
It's the concept of emotional maturity.
I guess I know. I like the phrase emotional maturity. I wonder, and this isn't a criticism of you. It would be very pot kettle if it was. I wonder if we can find a slightly less condescending way of phrasing it. So